Actually, I feel how scary or powerful social media is.
So if you're in Singapore or if you're a Singaporean, you'd probably know that election day is a couple of days away. As first-time voters ourselves, we thought that'd be pretty interesting to see what other first-time voters think, as there are many things to consider when making an informed vote.
We hope that this episode will share some perspective on the decision-making process of first-time voters in GE2020. Also, as noted, it's a conversation platform. Please watch this video with an open mind.
Hi everyone, I'm Dominic. I'm 25 this year.
Hi everyone, I'm Shermaine and I'm 25 this year.
Hi everyone, Brendon. I'm 24 this year.
Hi everyone, I'm Ilya and I'm 24 this year.
Hi everyone, I'm Inqian and I'm 23 this year.
I look at candidates as individuals instead of their political party.
In terms of say SMCs, it's clear enough, it's only one candidate. But in terms of GRCs, this is where I will still say I agree, because the whole GRC system I feel it's inherently flawed, and it actually prevents us from not voting for people who we don't like. And recently, there's a certain candidate who just left a certain party. There were so many talks about how if he was fielded in a GRC, he would still get in, especially if an income minister,
Okay, I do look at candidate dates first, but then I feel that candidates are still influenced somehow rather by their political party. So as much as perhaps they are that way, they might be influenced to do something just because they are in part of an organization.
I agree actually, because I think political ideology is the main driving force for an individual to do anything. As in, it's the overarching thing. It's like a big umbrella, and then within the umbrella, you do all the smaller things. So if I were to look at an individual based on his character and things like that, but if his party's ideology is not something that's in line with what I think should be the way, then I there's no way I can vote for this person. So I think in Singapore, party identity and a candidate's identity cannot be divorced from one another.
I did say that I look as individuals because, for example, for me personally, I'm volunteering for the SDP. So what attracted me to the SDP was that I enjoyed the readings from Dr. Chi, the leader of the SDP, and I agree with a lot of things he said. I think they're really good points. So I think that attracted me and drew me closer to his party. That's why I like this person. I think that's why I'm going to support his party.
Can I just ask you, do you think the political candidate you mentioned, do you think he influenced the party's ideology or the party ideology influenced him? If they join the SDP, they definitely, or if they join a political party similar to that, they all have more or less similar political leanings and some ideas. They all really kind of agree with each other. But I like to believe that a lot of the policies that they make and everything, they have collaborated, they've discussed, they've debated among themselves before they come out.
For a candidate, a volunteerism background is more important than a professional background.
Volunteering itself is an act that you're actually going out of your way. You're not obligated to do it, but the fact that you sign up for it indicates where your passion or your heart is and how much you're willing to do for the people.
Running a town council is not only knowing what people want or also just serving the people. It's also managing the finances of the town council, managing the utilities of the place, managing the upgrading works and everything. And someone without a professional background may not really have a very good experience to do that kind of thing.
Yes, obviously some professional background definitely helps in management and whatever, definitely will help. But if you have that heart and you have that burning desire to serve your people, I think that really goes the furthest way. Passion drives people the most.
Age is reflective of a candidate's ability.
Somebody who can be 50 years old, he's been doing the same thing for 30 years. So there's nothing much that he can contribute in terms of experience or wisdom. Generally, I'm not saying anybody specifically.
I believe age is an indication of how mature a person can be. It doesn't mean a 50 years old person is always more mature than someone who's 20 years old. But generally speaking, it's a way to indicate someone's maturity, because as they live in the world longer, they tend to have more experience. There's a saying that goes they eat more salt than we eat rice.
For the young candidate, the 23-year-old, he's someone who is experiencing life now as in someone who is our age. I think he's someone who can be representative of our voice.
I think I'm going to look at it more of like a kind of symbolic kind of thing. The fact that he's a 23-year-old student. When I first found out about the news, I felt very inspired by him. Yeah, I felt like, wow, what a role model. I think I wish more young people in Singapore were like him, who care about Singapore politics enough to even put their face and run for opposition party.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, I agree with that as well. Like, it could be just like a call for more youth to actually take part. I mean, ability is another thing, but in terms of like encouraging youth to enter, I feel like that it's been a very strong symbol for a lot of youths.
A majority of Singaporean youths are apolitical.
I would actually sort of link apolitical and politically apathy together, because I think if you are politically apathetic, more or less you wouldn't be aware of what's going on in the political scene. So friends my age who are not studying social science, they tend not to talk about it.
I have a lot of friends who don't study social sciences, and I feel that a lot of them do care about politics. Maybe not necessarily Singaporean politics, that's the thing. So they might care about other countries' politics. It's like how a lot of things they don't care about, like local sports, local television, local music, whatever.
Then again, I think it depends on the age group that you are referring to.
I've been interested in politics since like secondary school. At that point of time, my peers, they didn't care about politics. Like you talk to you about them, then they say, who care, what PAP, what Worker Party, all this. But currently now, when we are all of voting age, then they're more concerned already, because I think they know that it definitely impacts them.
I think it's also important to realize that why maybe Singaporean youth are apolitical. I think it's because of the system they grew up in, the education system, doesn't encourage this kind of, questioning of the authority and being kind of critical about the government.
But I think it feels like there's this whole underlying like taboo to talking about political activity in Singapore. Like we've seen things like defamation lawsuits, and I think that also contributes in a sense, because people don't want to get caught in such similar situations, even if it's just a small little opinion.
Social media plays a major role in how I perceive a candidate's character.
Actually, I feel how scary or powerful social media is. So I think if social media wasn't there, I don't think people would have known how he is as a person. It's just because it's a platform for people to voice out their opinions. So then we're like, oh, hey, this guy actually is like, he's like that. I mean, I try to give him a benefit of doubt. But then from my friends say, like, if one person say, it might be false. But then there's so many people who came out to say, so it might be true.
Then again, we have to be careful. What if all these people, they're just doing it because, we have a lot of keyboard warriors and things like that. So I think it's always about taking it with a pinch of salt, but definitely it is a red flag.
As a member of parliament, or even as a candidate or anything, how you use your social media will actually reflect on what you think and your character as a person. I think you would know if I said that how this minister responded to people's comments about the government's ban or like closure of home-based businesses during the circuit breaker. Yeah, so like this minister's response, and then the ensuing responses from the president,
If you're a leader who are already in his 50s and they're like, social media is not for me. Yeah, it speaks a lot about how you're willing to, what kind of policy you might want to give, whether they're innovative, whether they're groundbreaking. So maybe how much you're willing to adapt with the times.
The only good thing is probably like Workers' Party's PR team is very
That video, am I right? Holy shit.
Agree.
Online presence can replace a candidate's physical presence.
I'm going to bring in a bit of American politics. Okay, I'll probably never get a chance to see Bernie Sanders. Probably never get a chance to meet him. But his online presence is so good, so strong. I feel as though I know him because I've been following his stuff for so long for American politics. Obviously, there will be some elements lost. It will never be like shaking the hand of the person or meeting them face to face and talking to them about policies and stuff. But if you have such a strong, good online presence, a good following, right, you can definitely replace it.
Maybe it's easy for us to spot online presence of certain politicians, but we have to remember that in Singapore, it's an aging society. As much as our parents are starting to use WhatsApp and things like that, there are even older people who don't even use WhatsApp, and they really, they still need this physical presence, the politicians to actually go to them and, find out how they are, or this physical platform for them to go and share their troubles, their problems with.
Last Saturday, I actually met Heng Swee Kiat near where I lived. And then like, it was pretty different because like I always see them online and everything, but then actually meeting them in person, talking to them, getting a feel of, the vibes that they give off, that kind of thing, makes a lot of difference.
I also met a few ministers and whatnot before when I was younger, but some of them were a bit condescending when they talk to you. You can tell a lot about their character when they know that you are too young to vote, and then they don't want to talk to you. They are still someone who is a future voter, so you should still at least spend some time with them.
Thank you for watching this episode. If you're a first-time voter, we hope this episode was a little bit insightful and provided you with some information about this whole GE2020.
Be sure to subscribe to SG Layers for more interesting content. If you have any topics to suggest or you would like to join the discussion, fill up the form below. Vote wisely!